The Secret of the Golden Honey. In the heart of the Whispering Woods stood a great hollow oak tree. Inside, a shimmering pool of golden honey glowed in the shadows. Zinnia the bee flew in, her wings humming a happy tune. But Vesper the wasp was already there, his wings twitching. "This treasure is mine," they both cried at the exact same moment. Zinnia pointed to the sweet-smelling honey. "My sisters and I worked all summer to gather this from 1,000 clover blossoms." She buzzed. Vesper crossed his arms and buzzed back even louder. "Nonsense! We found this tree first, so the honey belongs to us." They argued until the sun began to set, and finally, they decided to seek help. They flew to the high branch to see Judge Barnaby, a large and serious hornet. He sat on a throne of green moss and adjusted his spectacles. He looked down at Zinnia first. "Tell me your story, little one," he rumbled. Zinnia explained how the bees had spent weeks flying back and forth from the flowery meadows. Then Judge Barnaby turned his gaze toward Vesper. "And what is your claim?" Vesper stood as tall as he could and puffed out his yellow and black chest. "We are the strongest flyers in the woods. Of course we are the ones who made such a magnificent feast." Barnaby sighed, looking from one to the other. Both had wings. Both had stripes. He was very confused. "This is a difficult puzzle," Barnaby admitted, scratching his chin. "You look so very much alike. How can I possibly know who is telling the truth and who is just telling a tale?" Zinnia felt a tear in her eye, and Vesper gave a sneaky little smile. It seemed the judge might just flip a coin to decide. Just then, a very old bee named Balsam flew slowly into the court. His wings were frayed at the edges, but his eyes were bright and wise. He landed softly on the moss next to Judge Barnaby's throne. "Your Honor," Balsam whispered in a raspy voice, "there is a simple way to see who the true makers are." Balsam turned to face the crowd. "Let us have a contest of skill. Both groups shall return to the hollow tree. Each group must build a brand new honeycomb and fill it with honey. The ones who can build the perfect golden cells must be the true owners." Zinnia's eyes lit up, and she nodded her head quickly. Zinnia immediately called for her family. They gathered around the hollow and began to work in perfect harmony. They used their bodies to create wax and carefully shaped it into beautiful six-sided hexagons. Zinnia worked the hardest of all, showing Balsam how much she cared about their home. But Vesper and the other wasps just stood around the tree, looking confused. They picked up bits of wax but didn't know what to do with them. Vesper grew angry and stomped his foot. "This is a silly waste of time," he shouted at the judge. "We refuse to build these tiny rooms." Judge Barnaby watched them through his spectacles. Judge Barnaby stood up and pointed his gavel toward the bees. "The case is settled," he declared. "The bees have proven who they are by what they can do. A person can say anything, but their deeds tell the real story." Zinnia and her family cheered, finally safe in the knowledge that their hard work had saved their home.